Here's what we know. We know that creators are broke, and we know that brands need content. We're building out this marketplace that's gonna help you connect with brands. And no, as a creator, you don't have to have a huge following. All you have to do is make great content. If this is something you're interested in, just join our community and be one of the early access to get on the platform. Click on the link in our description, text the word creator or podcast, and join the community today. All right, sweet. Katrina, thanks for coming to the podcast. Why don't you introduce yourself to the world?
Hi, I'm Katrina Lebar. I'm a social media and business coach. Yeah, I've been doing this for like 5 years now, and it's been quite the journey figuring out all the platforms.
5 years, that's a long time. You got into it. What made you get into this space?
I was actually doing network marketing before, so I was doing it for about 7 years, and then I moved to an island, so I really had to bring my whole business online. So that really got me into the space of figuring out Instagram, and then TikTok came along. So it's been quite the process of figuring out exactly how to grow and monetize on these platforms.
Wow. Is there specific things that you're coaching, or specific people that it's all based off product base, or?
Right now, I mainly focus with coaches and service providers or content creators. Those are my main focus. Not so much product-based businesses, but yeah, it's more service providers.
And you talked about creators. What are those creators? Explain that to me.
So influencers, anyone that has an online brand, it would be those type of people. Yeah.
Sweet. Well, so, you talked before, and Instagram is something that you were working on a lot. Now you got into this TikTok space. Tell me about TikTok.
It is fun. It's so much fun. What I love, Instagram and TikTok are so different. So I've been coaching Instagram for a couple years now, and I fully just jumped into TikTok, and I love it. I feel like it's way easier to make content on that platform, whereas Instagram's more aesthetically pleasing and it takes more time to make a reel. Whereas TikTok, I could literally hop on and have a conversation, and that's the type of content people want to see on there. They want to see more authentic, real, in the moment kind of content. So I love that realness to it. I feel like Instagram is lacking that. It's really lacking authenticity and unique content. Whereas TikTok is a lot of that. It's not just trends, it's you showing up and being yourself. So I absolutely love the platform. I'm learning so much about it, and yeah, it's fun.
I think you hit it right on, the realness, authenticity, so those things are so important on that space, because the one thing that I like about it, you don't have to be a big creator to be on the platform. You can blow up. The organic reach is just ridiculous, right? So, and there's new creators that are coming along that have these huge followings, oh, what do I do next? I have this following, what can I do? Can we talk about monetizing? What is that like to monetize that work?
So I am still figuring out how to fully monetize on TikTok. Whereas I feel like Instagram, the one thing it does have is more of the community aspect. But I feel like TikTok is definitely heading towards that direction by doing stories, and they're figuring it out. But that's the one thing I do. And then TikTok also doesn't let you say link in bio or tap, go to this, buy my product. So those are the things that are holding us back from fully monetizing. So you have to figure out a way to go around that. So it is a little bit different with TikTok, but the one thing with TikTok that is insane is when people are blowing up on this platform, they're turning into celebrities. It's not like Instagram where you just okay, you have a huge following and you're well known on the platform. It's these people are now chilling with celebrities, have their own TV shows. It's the exposure from TikTok is actually insane. So I think recently I saw that TikTok passed traffic of Google. So it's the number one platform on the internet right now, which is mind-blowing. So it's for businesses and creators and everyone, if you're not on TikTok, you're missing out. Because there is so many people, when the hashtags are in the billions, that's that's an eye-opener there, because Instagram, I've never seen a hashtag in the billions, and Instagram's been around for years. So it's insane to see the exposure that you gain and what's possible with TikTok.
It's crazy. I did not know that Instagram hashtags didn't get to the billions.
I've never seen one. There's probably, I feel like maybe they've banned them, you can't use them anymore when they get, but I don't even know. I've never seen one in the billion, but I see them so often on TikTok. So I'm this is how many people are using this platform and how many are actually on it. I mean, if it's competing with YouTube now, then that's, watch out. Like, you better be on this platform.
So, you work with a lot of creators and work with a lot of influencers. Well, first of all, what's the difference between that creator and an influencer? What's the difference?
I don't know if there is a difference for influencers or content creators. I do think it is very similar. If you're somebody, well, you could be like someone of influence, like a motivational speaker. That could be like an influencer. Whereas there's also content creators that are like working for brands that your job is to create content for businesses. So maybe that is the difference between an influencer and a content creator there.
I've heard both sides. That's actually a cool perspective the way you're looking at it. I like that perspective. So when you're working with these creators and working with these influencers, are you focused on just monetizing your work more, or what are the things that you're working with them on?
The branding, like the branding aspect is huge, and it's not just from an aesthetic point of view. It's more of like how you show up. Like, what's your reasoning? Like, what are you trying to build? Who are you trying to speak to? So I really help businesses, service providers, content creators, like gain clarity of, one, how do you want to monetize? What do you offer? Who do you want to work with? And then really like focusing in on how they want to show up on the platform and what they want to speak about. So helping them just grow overall, not just the number, but their brands, their business, making sales. So really figuring out like that aspect of it as well.
Explain that relationship between a brand and a creator. What does that look like? So, okay, the brand has a need. Here's their product, and we want this content out of it, right? And they'll send that to the creator. Creator gets the product. They promote the product on their own platform, or is it on the brand's platform? How does that work?
It depends on the brand and what they're looking for. Usually it's going to be on the creator's platform, because if a brand's reaching out to you, it's reaching out to you to be with your audience, right? So they want to put their product in front of your audience. So a lot of the time it could be either or, like, can you create a reel for us? We love the way you're doing it. And a brand can purchase a reel from you or a TikTok video. So yeah, it's more of the aspect of like figuring out, okay, what are the benefits of what you're offering, and like really selling and like storytelling with your video.
Would it be cool if a creator or the influencer world, let's say, a brand has a need, and like the content that you made, it's going on the brand's TikTok account or Instagram account, or that is, hey, I'm just making the content, delivering to you, and then you're posting it on your end. What do you think about that?
I know plenty of brands that do that, and it's still great exposure for the content creator, because now if, like, let's say Nike is posting your reel with your face and giving you credits, like, that's huge exposure for you. So other brands are also going to see that, and if they like the content you created, well, now you have that exposure to work with other bigger brands. So I think either way, it's great.
Do you think that big brands should give credits to the creators or influencers? How is that?
Absolutely. Yeah, if you're doing the work.
Are they doing that now?
I believe they always have been. Unless, like, I don't work with brands. Like, I've worked with smaller brands. I haven't worked with the big brands yet. So I do know that they always give credit, usually. They should be.
Yeah.
Like, it's not easy to make a video.
So I'm coming from a perspective that's like, okay, I'm gonna be like a 5-year-old and absorb as much as I can, understand this. So these are the questions that are probably really broad right now, but what are the problems that our creators are having right now, do you see, or problems that you think that might happen in the future?
A huge one, just people only following trends. And I think that's a massive one where it's not going to help you stand out. One, you look like every other account. So, and I don't know about you, but like, I'm so overseeing trends. Like, I don't enjoy going on Instagram anymore because I know what I'm going to see. That's why I'm more attracted to TikTok right now, but it is still like, there's a lot of trending content. So I think like what people are lacking right now is like personality, unique content, using their own voice. Not a lot of people are using their voice, and the people that are the ones that are really standing out in their industry. So I think that is a major mistake I see a lot of people making. And then people also not even keeping their content within their niche. So if you want to show up as an expert, you can't be creating videos of your dog and posting them. You're, one, going to confuse the algorithm, but you're also going to confuse your audience as like, hey, I'm here for Instagram tips, but you keep showing me your dog, so I'm going to unfollow you. Right? So you got to be like very clear of like who you're speaking to, be niche related, and use your voice. Like, that's how you're also going to connect with your audience and build trust with them. Like, I want to know who I'm actually going to be purchasing from, who I'm working with, by hearing your voice and actually seeing and hearing what you know, like showing up as an expert. So I think that's definitely, I'm hoping that changes a bit. Like I think people are following trends because it's comfortable, because it's like in their safe zone. It's like, everyone else is doing these. I don't need to speak. I don't need to get creative. I'm just going to follow what everyone else is doing. So I think that's a huge mistake. I'm hoping that we're going to pivot and shift away from.
You're right on that. Creators that are doing well is the ones that are expert in their own niche, right? Things that they are passionate about, the things that they've experienced, and now like, hey, I've learned this, and this is how this is done. I mean, it's just following their story and their journey. They're just documenting everything that they've learned.
Exactly.
Right? I think that's really cool perspective, because I love TikTok pages that talk about food, right? And it's just like, there's hacks that you can do. There's recipes that come up with. I'm a big fan of food, but I love looking at pages that is like, oh, here's the recipe for this, and you can see within 15 seconds. What? That's just crazy. I think that's amazing. And like, those are the pages that I've seen. Like, oh, here's this new recipe that I found on Pinterest, and I'll test it so you don't have to. You know? And it tests it like 10 out of 10 or 8 and things like that.
Well, those are the pages that are doing well, because when you're interacting with your audience, you're sharing value with them. And it's more of like a personal level where this person's now saying like, hey, I'm trying out this recipe. I'll let you know how it is. So it's more of like them speaking to you. So they're not creating me content. They're creating content for you. So that's where people are like really perfecting, like serving their audience. And people are lacking that. So to see how like that's how what's hooking you in. So it's the same thing for Instagram tips or TikTok tips. Like if I'm going to be sharing with you all my knowledge, you're going to stay around because I'm telling you exactly how to grow on this platform rather than just following every trend.
In my opinion, creating content is, if you want to create content in your own niche, you have to continue to keep posting, right? Because you want to continue to keep talking to that person that you're trying to talk to all the time. How do you continue to keep creating content? Is it just documenting your day-to-day? Is that what it is? Or should you have different content buckets? Like, okay, today I'm going to do day to life. Today I'm going to do these. I think structure is important, right? What would you recommend from a structure point of content?
Absolutely. If you're just posting and praying that it works, like something works, it's not going to work out for you. One, you're going to run out of ideas really quick. I do think it's super important to have a content strategy with posting, having your content pillars. So what are the main topics that you're going to consistently post about? So this way your audience also knows like, hey, this is what to expect when I'm on this page. We're going to be talking about recipes. We're going to be talking about this type of food, how to make it, like rotating between that type of content. So yes, having a strategy is very important.
What's some of the cool things, some of the cool success you've seen from coaching, especially on the social media platform from TikTok? What are some of the cool things are you seeing?
Well, one, like the people that are blowing up really fast. So obviously like the younger generation has a bit of time because I have heard like insane things like post 20 times a day and I'm at like 1 million followers now. I'm like, that is so not unreal. Like that's unrealistic for the average person. And I've tried that and I almost died day one. So
what was that process like?
It was horrible. I was literally filming content all day. I think I got to 12 one day and I was like, this is not sustainable. I cannot do this every single day. I have a life and a business I need to run. I'm not a full-time content creator. So that was one of the things. But I do, like I was saying before, I think the exposure that you are gaining, like how people are getting TV shows out of this, and there was celebrities. Like I've seen some people, one of their videos go viral. I'm sure you know the guy that was like, I think it was a Justin Bieber song with the drone, like how many celebrities he has now created a reel with and met because of that one viral video. Instagram's not like that. Like TikTok is giving you that exposure where there's so many celebrities that are jumping on TikTok because they know like the exposure they're gonna gain from it. So I think that's just huge enough. I think like every reality show I'm seeing now is like content creator from TikTok. So that's just showing you where we're heading.
Yeah. The world is changing.
Oh, definitely. I do think there will be a curriculum of content creation in school soon.
I like to say back in the day, and my parents look at me like, what are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about. But what I'm getting to is we were like, oh, I want to be a doctor, or I want to be a lawyer, or I want to be a teacher, or whatever that is. But now it's like, no, you're hearing kids say, I want to be a YouTube creator, or I want to be a TikTok creator. So the world is changing.
Oh, it's definitely changing fast. Well, there's young 20-year-olds that are making way more money than their parents. So, I mean, that's the crazy thing with what's possible on social media now. Like, I've built my full business from Instagram.
And now the next step is on TikTok, like you said, right? So
Yeah, all on TikTok now.
I love that. I love it. So TikTok, you have to be real, right? If not, it can get brutal with the comments. How do creators deal with that?
You just gotta brush it off, no matter what. Especially when one starts to go viral and you're like, okay, I'm gonna turn off the comments on this one because I know it's coming. You're always going to have those trolls that have an opinion. They never have a profile photo. They never have their own videos. They're just hiding behind the profile. It's something you have to expect, and then just know that no matter what people are saying, what negative, you're always doing good for someone else. So you just need to brush it off and ignore it.
Yes.
It's tough at first, but you get over it.
I've heard, stories that like affect someone. This is a real human being, but going through that's like, okay, how do I not take that personal?
There's always going to be a hater.
There always will be, especially when you're blowing up too.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own opinions too, so.
Yeah, just need to keep your eyes in the laser focused. Just ignore what everyone else is saying.
If you had to say one message to a creator that's coming on this platform on your own niche from your experience, what would you tell them?
Posting multiple times a day on TikTok, like if you are just starting on this platform and you have no idea how it works, I was doing about 4 times per day because one, I'm doing 4 different types of content. So I'm testing out different things to see what's going to work with my audience to like that type of what like TikTok's so different than any other platform. So test out different content, see what works best, and then whatever's working, run with that one and run with that style. But definitely using your voice. Going live is huge if you want to grow on TikTok. You have to go live. Yeah, just keep niche related. You have to keep niche related on TikTok. I know I've pivoted and it took me a lot of time to because I was doing a lot of entertaining pandemic content when I first started TikTok. And then I pivoted to social media and it took me a while to build traction on my page again. So right from the get-go, stay niche related and just engage with your audience, engage with the comments and build up.
Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast today. I appreciate your time. I wish you nothing but success.
Thank you.
Please reach out to us, but thanks for being on the podcast today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.